And outside of that, it's pretty safe inside here. What's going on, Minecraft and YouTube? My name is Preacher. We are back for 1 hour at a time. The series where we attempt to play Minecraft for 1 hour. After that 1 hour, we chop it up, make it look good, put it on YouTube. All right. So, in this episode, one of the main things I want to get accomplished is I want to go to the Nether. You say, why do you want to go to the Nether? Well, we need some experience. Okay. I have here a fortune pickaxe and then a looting sword that we got in our last episode, but we don't have any other enchantments. Now, in order to do that, we have a skelly spawner right up here on the side of this mountain, and I need some soul soil to be able to make the bubble elevator that comes with a skelly spawner. So in order to do that, that's the way Minecraft is. It's just one thing leads to another, and then you end up going to the Nether, and that's all crazy. And so I don't, the problem with going to the Nether is I don't have any obsidian. We don't have any obsidian, okay? None of it is in our chest. So in order to get obsidian, we have two different options, okay? So I found there's a nether portal right down here at the end of this island, okay? A ruined nether portal. It's down in the ocean, but that still it's really not sustainable. I want to get enough obsidian that we can do whatever we want to with. And in order to do that, I think the best option would be go down here in the mine and we'll just keep on mining at lava level until we find obsidian. So let me do that and I'll be back with you here in just a moment. Lava pops. We're close. Whoa. That's a lot of lava. Okay. Whew. All I want's obsidian. Y'all just leave me alone. This place is huge. Look at this. This is what's up underneath our worlds now. That is crazy to imagine. Look, more diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and try to get these couple of diamonds. We got the fortune pickaxe on us. Yay. 4 diamonds right there. That was amazing. Some more glow ink. I'll go ahead and get that glow ink if you will, please, sir. We got one. We got 4 out of the first one. We got 1 out of the second one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, so sorry. All right, as you can see, we came out of there with an entire stack of obsidian. I figured while I was over there and getting all the obsidian, I do have an efficiency 5 pickaxe, so I figure I might as well mine out the entire an entire stack. I thought that would maybe help us out, not to have to stop and do that some other time. So. Bring a crafting table with us. I had plenty of flint and steels, didn't I? Fire protection 4. Look at that. All right, I think we got all we need to be able to go to the Nether. Your first trip to the Nether, you probably want to have a pair of boots. Now, we did find a pair of fire protection boots in one of these ruined Nether portals. That was excellent. That's a great thing. All right, a couple of stacks of cobblestone would be handy. Torches, do not place down your bed. If you click your bed, you'll explode. Um, and then obsidian, and then of course a flint and steel. Now, for our nether portal, I actually want to go down here to the other end of the island. Eventually, I want to have a building that is dedicated to the nether. Okay, so the entire I want to have buildings stretching all the way down through here. Okay, and a big road, you know, a road and a bridge and all that stuff. That'd be really cool. So, but to start, let's just go ahead, plop down this. Not skipping the corners. Apparently that's a thing. All right. 2, 3, and 4 across the top. And there we go. So we are ready to go into the nether. Now, I do have my bed on me. And so what we'll end up doing, I think, is just we're going to plop down our bed right there. When we pop out of the nether, first thing we're going to do is if it's nighttime, is I want to sleep. Got it? All right, so here we go. Into the nether we go. Whoa. We are in a soul sand valley. Yay. Here, I want this guy too. Come here, sir. I see you. Come on. Okay, this is an incredibly dangerous biome, okay? With the exception of the Enderman, okay? But we're in the best place to be inside of this biome. We are in like a little cavern type place, so this is really cool. Now, because we are in the Soul Sand Valley, what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of the soul sand. Okay. And I'll probably grab some soul soil as well. I want the soul soil for decoration purposes. Okay, so this right here is our first time in here. And now, granted, we're pretty safe in here right now. I'm afraid that if one time, because this particular biome does spawn ghasts very commonly, I'm afraid what's going to end up happening is if we don't block this thing off, then we're going to come in here one time, a ghast is going to be sitting here waiting on us, and then we're going to end up with an exploded nether portal and no flint and steel to reignite it. And so what I'm doing right now is just simply blocking off our nether portal so that it's protected. All right, well, we're protected both ways. Now, do we want to do any exploring? Okay, typically I do not play typically I don't play with all this fog on, okay? I don't like the glow. I don't like the ambience that it adds. Okay, so okay, now I realize that we are in the Soul Sand Valley and we're going to be real careful when we come back this way. When you are tunneling inside of the nether, instead of having your shield in your offhand. It's better to have blocks in your offhand, especially if you're staircasing up. It is best to have blocks in your offhand. There's a crimson forest. Look at that. Yeah, there's a crimson forest. We're never going to be able to kill him. Look at the big old hoglins. Ain't they so cute? I don't want to be down there. That's what you need. If you're ever around hoglins, that's what you need. The wart fungus, they're afraid of that. So all you got to do is carry it in your offhand, plop it down anytime you get close to them, and they will run from you. I actually thought I would come over here and get some nether quartz and get some experience. But nether quartz is a little shy right now. Here's some. So the nether, okay, it's the first couple of times you ever enter the nether, you're going to be a little bit nervous. I don't know if anybody else is this way. It's a little bit nerve-wracking coming into the nether for the first time. But for the most part, as long as you have on a set of gold or something gold in your armor, there's not a whole lot to worry about. You got ghasts, you got skeletons, you got the hoglin, and outside of that, it's pretty safe inside here. Excuse me. Burn the cinder. What should you give me? And that's why you got to be careful. All right, well, for our first journey into the nether, I know we didn't find many of the other biomes or anything like that. So, with all those things being said, let's go ahead and jump right back out of the nether. Let's just leave that there. Okay. Now, one thing I did want to point out, I did a little bit of work off camera. If you look right up here on top of the house, I changed up that top building, the top part, the roof part of the little hutch on top. I changed that up a little bit. That looked so big and bulky up there before. I wanted to change it up and give it just a little bit different look. And I think this right here really takes it down a good amount, and it makes it look a little bit more like it's part of this building here. Let's go inside and check out and see what all that we got from the nether. I wanted to possibly use this side over here as like the nether blocks and different stuff like that. So we do have some soul sand, and I wanted to put the soul soil down here in the same slot because that's kind of the same thing to me. This right here, the netherrack, we're actually going to use some of that. I've got a plan for this. Okay, and then the nether quartz actually goes down here with the redstone. Yeah. Okay, so now one of the things that I want to do now that we're back, all right, we did pick up a few things from the nether. We did get a few extra little items and stuff, and I've been doing a little bit of work offline and farming some of the trees. I've actually worn out, almost completely worn out one of the axes, okay? And so we need to do something inside so that our organization stays good. I figured out that when my organization gets totally out of whack, that's when I start hating life, and it ends up taking me 4 or 5 hours to get everything organized again, and then and then I don't want to do it. So if I stay organized, if I start organized and I stay organized, then I can keep up with it. All right, so when you go to organize your storage system, one of the things you're going to have to do now, we've got to fix our lighting and stuff in here in this room and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm working on right now. Right now, I want to try to organize this storage system. So what we're going to do is just right here on the face of all of these chests, I'm going to put an item frame. Now what that's going to allow me to do is reach inside the chest and grab one of the items that we have inside of the chest and pull it out and mark the the outs the outside of the chest. So all the chests won't be identical. Okay, so I think I got it pretty well set up the way that I'll eventually have it. And of course, it's not filled out. We are still very early game, and so the we're not going to have all of the material. Like we don't have all the trees. We just have four types of trees here so far. We don't have the acacia. We don't have the jungle. We don't have the nether trees or anything like that. So we do have some azalea trees down in the at the bottom of the basement there, and we will round up all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, this is basically how, and I've already said this right here in a little tutorial about starter houses. This is basically how I set up my starter house, and it kind of works for me. I can actually take this same storage system and go really long term with this and be able to last for a long time after we get shulker boxes. Once we get shulker boxes and these boxes like this right here start filling up, I just start filling up the shulker boxes with the stone and everything, and then placing the shulker boxes down at the bottom over here. Okay, and so, but you see how I keep the system organized. I have all of the stone that I normally keep, and then I have the variants down here at the bottom, and that goes all the way down the line. So you have the stone, and then stone and stone brick variants, and all of the like stone brick and stuff. That's all the craftable stuff. So I'm typically only going to craft what I need. I may have a few spillover type items, especially like the crack, because once you craft the stone, then you got to cook it, and so I just cooked a whole stack, stuff like that. And so we have all the stone variants all the way across the bottom. And then over here, we start with the trees. We do what grows on top of the stones and on top of the dirts and all that stuff. So that gets the trees. That's the big things that grow on top. Then the smaller things that grow on top is right up here. That's the fruits and vegetables that come from trees, like the apples and stuff like that. I know carrots don't come from that, but you know what I'm saying. And then on top of that, we're going to have the mobs and the mob drops. Up here, we have the craftable items, okay? I know that doesn't really fit up there, but typically I like to have my craftable items. These are here a lot of times a little bit more precious than the other, and especially early game, I like to keep all of that kind of stuff up a little bit higher in my inventory than anything else. That way, in case a creeper does happen to drop down in here for whatever reason, he blows up. Well, he only blows up a bunch of this stuff down here, not my good stuff up at the top, okay? But before I leave, I wanted to also talk about my inventory inside of here. Okay, now of course things are going to change as soon as I get an ender chest. My ender chest usually goes right up here. Stuff like my woods and stuff like that, that will eventually go in the ender chest. I'll have an ender chest I'll have my golden gear, whatever I wear in the nether, whether it be boots or hat, whatever I end up with. Then I'll also have wood, torches, coal, an extra bed, and the compass will go in there. I will keep the water bucket on me pretty much all the time, and so the water bucket goes in there. But I pretty much always, if you'll notice in my inventory, I always keep my torches over here on this side. I can't stand when I watch a YouTuber and their inventory looks like a mess, and I'm like, how do you survive? I cannot do that. I can't. It's not in me to do that. I cannot do it. All right. So, uh, and so I I lose things. I'll be looking through my inventory, even when I have it organized. I'll be looking through my inventory. It'll get all cluttered up, and especially when I'm exploring, and I'll be like, what should I throw away? And then I'm like, I'll throw away. Uh, like paper or something like that there. And then all the time I got rotten meat sitting over in the corner, and I'm like, because I don't see it. It's just there's too much in there. So, but I keep my torches down here in this corner. I keep my food over here next to that. Now, over here on the left-hand side, typically I have my fortune and my silk touch pickaxes. I'll have two pickaxes here. Then I'll have my sword in the spot number two, and that's right above the W button. So if I'm headed forward, if I'm fighting or whatever, uh, that is the closest thing I can get to the two button. Okay, and then the three button is for my bow. So then I have my arrows right above my bow, just because that's normal. Eventually, I am an infinity guy. I do not want to clutter up my inventory with a bunch of bow and arrows. I am an infinity guy. I want one arrow sitting right there. That way I can shoot my bow and not have to worry about it. I have an axe right here. Usually this slot right here is interchangeable. This is where my axe, my shovel, or my hoe goes into. That's the slot that my hoe and axe and shovel. And I do carry, it's strange, I know, but I carry the hoe around with me all the time. I have all of these tools. This is my tool setup. This is the side of my inventory setup. And again, like I said, it changes a little bit once I get an ender chest. All right. Well, my name is Preacher KJB, and I really appreciate you watching this episode. I know we didn't do a whole lot. We went to the Nether, we came back, we fixed our storage system, but we did make a whole lot of progress. I know you don't realize it, but if you look down at our levels, we're level 29. Later, we're going to be looking at trying to get Silk Touch so we can go get some ice and we can go work on that skelly farm back up there in the corner. All right. So I appreciate you watching. Again, hit the like button, ring the notification bell, subscribe if you really enjoyed the video and you want to see more. My name's Preacher, and if I don't see you again, I hope to see you in heaven.